Alright guys, so today we're going to be testing survival items from Amazon. I'm saying survival items, they're not really survival items, they're I guess more of like camping items that you would put in a survival kit perhaps. I have 4 items, we're going to test them all out. First item, obviously this box tells you nothing, but it's made by Exomex, however you say that. I've wanted one of these for a long time, and I've just, for whatever reason, I never pulled the trigger on it. There's actually 4 of them, or is that 5? 5 of them. And some of you, I'm sure, know exactly what it is just by looking at it. And it looks like a miniature flask, but it is what I think they call them a endless match, I think is what like the technical term for it is. But basically what it is it's just like a piece of metal that has a wick in the middle of it, and then it has, I forget what this in the middle is called, flint maybe, whatever it is, and you strike it on the side, and it's supposed to light it up, and then you can dunk it back in here and you fill this with lighter fluid, and then it's supposed to just be literally just like an endless match. So I have some lighter fluid. I guess you just fill it up to the top. Oh, that's full. That is 100% full. I need some paper towels. And of course, this doesn't surprise me at all. This is right on brand for me. I don't have a paper towel, but I do have a sock. So a sock will work. It seems to be the story of my life. If this works the way that I think it's supposed to work, oh, that's gonna overflow. Then I might get like a really high quality one, because these were absolutely not high quality. They were only like, I think $10 for 5 of them. So I'm curious to see how they work. I mean, that wick looks like it's absorbed a lot of it. Maybe not. Maybe let's screw it back in here and let's kind of let it soak. Maybe shake it up a little bit. Shake it up a little more. I can hear it sloshed around in there. Maybe it just takes a minute for that wick to absorb some of the lighter fluid. Now let's try. Come on, man. I mean, that's a good spark. Why isn't that working, like at all? How long does it take to soak it up? Why don't we do this? I'm going to, maybe, because since they're only like $10 for like 5 of them, maybe they're not all that good. Well, obviously they're not that high quality, but maybe not all of them are gonna work. So I'm gonna fill up 2 more, and then I'll let them all soak, and then we'll come back and see what happens. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be very upset, because I want it, because this is a crucial part of the next thing that we're gonna test. All right, shake them all up. I can hear it sloshed around in all of them. I'm gonna let them sit maybe 5-10 minutes, then we'll try. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes or so. Give this another shot. I'm gonna be so disappointed if this doesn't work. Okay, the wick is literally soaking in lighter fluid. Sparks. Come on. Really? Come on. Ooh, here we go. Okay, I mean, it took 4 or 5 times, but it's working. Come on, is it gonna burn out? Really? Now is it? Let's dip it back into the lighter fluid. It looks like the wick just like burned away. Come on. Okay, it worked again. Now that's more like it, that's what I would expect. Now the idea here is you light it like that, and then you can light whatever, and then come on. Seems to be a little bit finicky. And every time I'm striking it, I'm throwing lighter fluid all over the table. Probably from where I overfilled it. So maybe that was the problem. Maybe it just wasn't soaked up all the way. Okay, there we go. So it works. So you guys get the principle of it. It's a reservoir with lighter fluid, and it has a match that you can just keep reusing and reusing, presumably as long as the lighter fluid is full, and as long as you don't burn the wick out too much. Although these are very cheap and obviously very finicky. You get the idea. I would really like to see this be far more reliable, even though obviously you get what you pay for. So I actually think that I'll probably be getting a higher quality one, just because I do like the idea, and it has an O-ring, so I would assume that you could just fill this up with lighter fluid and just like put it in a survival kit or whatever, and it should be good for almost forever, I would assume, as long as the lighter fluid doesn't leak out. So this is a very cool idea. I really actually like this one. So let's move on to our next item. And I didn't even know that anything like this existed until I started like looking up the stuff for this video. But our next item is Pyro Putty. And I guess this is specifically the winter blend, which I didn't even know that there was different blends until 30 seconds ago whenever I was reading inside of the box. But it's basically just supposed to be like a fire starting putty, and it literally just on the top says, just light it up. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open it up and we're just gonna light it up. I don't know if I should have that on my hands. Let's put some gloves on. You ever tried to put a glove on in a garage that's like 110 degrees? Yeah, me neither until just now. So let's figure out. Oh, it's like, it's got like fibers in it. That's strange. Okay, so let's just take a little bit. I'm assuming you would just kind of like make a clump out of it. I'm gonna use this. Let's use this brick as kind of like a. Come on, let's just do it this way. Use this brick as kind of like, say we're trying to start a fire here. Just put that there. It smells. It actually has a really good smell to it. I don't know what that is, but it smells kind of fruity. Now let's see. It's real oily. Let's see if we can use our match to light this up. I'm curious to see how flammable it is, I guess. Like, is it going to be extremely flammable, or is it just going to kind of like smolder, or... That worked so well. After I got my fingers all oily, this thing just kind of slipped right out of my hand. It's just, come on. Oh, let's see if we can light this with, okay. So let's just pretend like we got our match lit, and then we go to like this. Come on. Really? Why did that not light? Is it not that flammable? Really? Okay, for one, I'm pretty sure if you have this to light this with, you're not going to use this to start a fire. So why does that not light normally? Let me get just a regular match. So I could not find my regular matches. No idea where they ran off to. So we're just going to use the Zippo Typhoon matches from whatever video I used these in. All right. Come on. Really? I don't think the universe wants this video to happen. Kind of cheated, but you guys get the point. Let's see if we can light this up. I mean, it lit, but like, not really. Okay, so now it's lit. Oh, now I gotta put this out. Oh God, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, so it is lit and it's burning. I don't think that it would have lit with a regular match, which I wish I could find a match to prove that point. Oh, and it's really smoky too. I don't like this stuff. This stuff is really just not what I thought it would be. Once it's lit, of course, it lights easy. But that first, after it's lit, that doesn't matter. The first light is what's important. And as you guys saw, the first light, even holding a blowtorch on it for a few seconds, it still had trouble lighting. So this Pyro Putty, I don't like this stuff. This is no good. I would not put this in a survival bag. I wouldn't even put this in a camping bag. Yeah, this stuff, no good. Update, I did find the matches. So now we can test and see how much of a disappointment this stuff really is. Because I feel like the stormproof matches were kind of an unfair advantage. Little flame. Okay. You can light it with a match, but it's already been burnt, and as we saw, that made it way easier to light. Let's get a fresh little clump. I'm sure that'll be good for our test. Get this match. Okay. Why was that so much different than the first test? Was it because it was like thinner or something? I was gonna say this stuff was completely useless. Maybe you just gotta thin it out and not have it all clumped up like I did. Okay, that's actually a lot better. It spreads pretty fast. I mean, it acts like it'll burn for a good while. Blow that out before it smokes out the whole garage. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe this stuff isn't that bad. Actually, Pyro Putty's not that bad. You just, as long as you kind of spread it out and not have it clumped up, it seems to work pretty good. So I take that back. It's not that bad. The next item we have is a 72-hour food supply. 72-hour emergency food supply. This is a one-person kit, 2,667 calories per day, 56 grams of protein, 42 servings. 42 servings for 3 days. 25-year shelf life. I should leave this on a shelf for 25 years and then come back and make a video about it, see if it's still good. If only I had that kind of time. And it says just add water. So, and it looks like we got maple brown sugar oatmeal, banana chips, creamy chicken flavored rice, creamy potato soup, hearty vegetable chicken flavored soup. So let's open this thing up, see. There goes the blowtorch. Nobody panic, it's all good. What, is everything else just gonna fall off the table? Alright. Jeez. Okay, so everything's kind of packed up like an MRE. Oh, I see the way they've done this. They have everything just kind of packed into these giant packets. For the creamy chicken flavored rice, whisk entire contents of pouch into 5 cups boiling water, reduce heat to medium, and continue cooking for 20 to 25 minutes? I don't have 20 to 25 minutes. This one's 20 minutes too. Okay, the maple brown sugar oatmeal is 2 minutes. I have 2 minutes, I can do that. Every single one of these is supposed to cook for 20 minutes. So it looks like I'm gonna be pretty busy for the next couple hours. Except for these sweetened banana chips. These, I'm assuming you can just open these up and eat these. These actually look really good. I like these. These are really good. Why can't everything else be this way? Go boil a bunch of water for the next, like, 65 hours until I cook all these meals, and we'll taste them. All right, so I have everything. I'm not gonna say it's cooked, but it's should be at least good enough for me to taste and tell you what it's like. So we're gonna start with the oatmeal because I know for a fact that that was done right. Oh, way hotter. That was way hotter than I expected. I need to wait for it to cool down for a minute. Jeez. I mean, it tastes like oatmeal. It's very, very bland though. Like, really bland. Almost a disgusting level of bland. But it is a 72-hour emergency food, so if this is all you have, then you're not going to be complaining because it's not that bad, but it's just really bland. I'm assuming that's probably going to be the kind of theme for all of these, that it's going to be bland. I'm going to jump to, what's this one? This one is supposed to be some type of rice something. I don't remember the exact name. Creamy rice, maybe? Doesn't look like the rice is cooked for some reason. The rice was not cooked. Really crunchy. I thought for sure that the rice was cooked. That means that both of these other ones are probably undercooked too. But despite the rice being not cooked and being crunchy, the flavor of it is actually really good. And if the rice was actually cooked right, it would be, I mean, that would probably be like a 7 out of 10. So that's actually really good. Let's check this one. This one has something to do with potatoes. I don't remember what the name of it is, but there's potatoes and something. Come on. I think it's supposed to be like a creamy potato soup or something. This one doesn't seem like this one's not undercooked either. That's actually really good. So if you were in a survival situation and this is what you had to eat, you're doing pretty good. At least you're not eating like bugs and stuff. So let's go on to this one. This one is supposed to be some type of beef stew or something, if I remember. And you can hear that this pasta is not done all the way. Bony apple teeth. That's weird. I don't like that one at all. I'm ignoring the fact that the rice is not done all the way, and some of the pasta's not done all the way. The flavor, it tastes like if you just took a bunch of grass out of the yard and then boiled it, and then you took that water and then you made pasta with it. That's what that tastes like. It's just like really like grassy and just really weird. You were stuck for 72 hours and all this other stuff was what you had to eat. You're doing really good, except for this. This is better than nothing, but this is still gross. So all this survival food, it's actually pretty good. And last but not least, our final item is called a life tent. It's supposed to be like an all-in-one emergency shelter, or emergency tent, if you will. That's it. This is supposed to be an emergency tent. It said on the box it came with a whistle. I'm assuming that this is the whistle. Man, that's pretty loud. Oh. So here's the paracord to, or I don't even know if this is paracord. Yeah, this looks like paracord. I was thinking this might just be string, but I think on the box it said somewhere that it was paracord. So that's handy. What in the world? Big piece of aluminum foil, kind of. So the picture of the box, it just shows it's set up just like a normal tent. Like you just run the string through it and then that's that. I don't know about all that. This just kind of looks like a giant tube of aluminum foil. Let's set this thing up. So since it's obviously way too dark outside to film, we're just gonna set it up right here in the garage. I'm gonna start with this string, which I believe is 25 feet, which should be more than enough. I don't think this has like a top or a bottom. There's like these black lines that are like some type of tape or something. So I would assume that I can just feed this line through at any point, and then I'm gonna tie it off to a weight that I have over here. That should do just fine. And then just for fun, let's tie it off to the doorknob. So let's move that there. That should give us enough height, I would assume. Then let's tie it off the other end on the doorknob. That seems alright. Just kind of stretch it out. Is that supposed to be it? It says you're supposed to like put rocks or something somewhere, but I don't have rocks or nothing. I'm just gonna climb inside. I'm gonna take you guys inside with me with the GoPro. Alright, so I'm gonna take you guys inside with the GoPro, and we're just gonna kind of, I guess, figure this out together. So, I assume, oh, this actually isn't bad. You just climb in here. Huh. It's kind of, it's actually kind of spacious in here. I'm sure you can probably see that. You can see the lights through the side of the tent, so it's not very thick. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to review. It's really, really hot in here, so like if it was cold, I would imagine that you'd stay perfectly warm, because where this is just like aluminum foil or something, it's like I'm getting significantly hotter just from being in here for a few seconds. So in the wintertime you'd be good. Summertime you'd probably die. I think this one worked really good. Especially, it comes with the string. If this wasn't very expensive, it was like maybe $10. You can see kind of, I don't know how much you can see of me, and then there's enough room over here so that you could definitely fit 2 people in here for sure. And I'm 6'2", and I can stretch out completely, and I'm not even taking up the entire tent. So there's plenty of room. I gotta get out of here. This thing is really hot. So there's not really a whole lot to review, especially because it's just like a big piece of aluminum foil, basically. But for what it is, I mean, it's a life tent. It's something that could save your life. So if you were out in the cold or something and you had this over nothing, you're obviously going to be way better off. The only downside I can see is that it's not very durable. It's like, as you saw from the inside, you can see right through it. And also, if you get snagged or something, you can see just like that. I just ripped it like it was nothing. I'll do that again. You can just literally just rip right through it. So if it gets caught like on branches or something, it's going to be kind of a problem. So this wouldn't be any more than like a 1, maybe 2 day tent. Maybe you get 3 days out of it if you're really lucky. Something like an emergency tent, an overnight thing, something that could save your life. This is definitely worth it. It's everything it says it is. And also, this isn't just a tent. Like if you say you got like lost out in the woods or something, and you had no way to hang this thing up to like make it into a tent, you could easily just drape this thing around you and then wrap up in it like a blanket, and then just like find a spot to lay down that wasn't too wet, and you would, especially if it was cold, you would definitely be fine throughout an entire night. So it's not just a tent, it's a more versatile than that. I like it. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have anything else that you would like to see me test, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.